Hey guys, Jalen here today. I'm gonna show you guys how to make a pair of Gucci inspired slippers. They're very easy to make. All you need is a pair of Vans, obviously. But yeah, let's get started. So please subscribe and comment and like if you enjoy what I'm doing and if you want to see more of these stuff in the future. Hey guys, so here are the materials that we need to complete this project. I'll have a complete list of the materials down in comments below so you don't have to worry about pausing the video to get a clear look of these materials. Some of these stuff are optional, like the shaver. You don't have to use the shaver. I'll mention if it's optional or not in the comments below. So once you got your Vans, you're gonna have to cut it out exactly as shown in the video. Then you're gonna have to pull out the inner sole of both shoes. Then we're gonna use the inner sole as a template to cut out the fur for your inner sole. Keep in mind that if you use the inner sole of your right shoe, you will be cutting out the inner sole of your left shoe. So in other words, it will be reversed. So once you're done with the fur inner sole of your shoes, we're gonna move on to the top inside part of your shoes. So grab your tape and we're gonna tape the outside part of the shoes and we're gonna cut it out and use it as a template. So over here, transfer the template that we just cut out onto the fur, trace it onto the fur with your white Sharpie, and then cut the shape out. So now we're going to move on to the side of the shoes. Here I'm just measuring how long the side of my shoes is. So once you found out how long your shoes is, you're gonna have to cut up a long strip of it and make sure it's about 1.5 inch wide. So here the second strip is actually optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. So after you're done cutting out your strips, we're actually going to use the shaver, and this is optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to either. We're going to just shave a little bit on the edges so it's very flat, so we can lay it flat against the sole of the shoes when we are stitching it to the sole of the shoes. And it'll be easier for us to glue it as well. once you're done with that, we're going to take our needles and our thread and we're going to stitch the fur onto the sole of the shoes. Just to double check that your length is long enough to cover this entire shoes. So you're going to take the flat part against the flat part of the shoes and sew them together. If you don't want to stitch them, you can also just glue them together. Make sure you pinch the fur to the shoes very tightly when you're stitching it. You want to make sure it is very tightly stitched together. So you're just gonna keep doing that until you finish the entire shoes. So here's what it should look like when you're done stitching it onto your shoes. So now we're just gonna get some Q-tips and some glue, and we're just gonna seal down that stitches by gluing them. Over here I'm putting some glue on the inner side of the shoes, so later on I can fold the fur down and see how it fits together. So over here I'm just seeing how it fits, but make sure you make 2 cuts around the heel, because when you fold it down the fur is going to buckle up around the heel, so just cutting it down will make sure to smooth it out. So once you're satisfied with how the side pieces fit, we're gonna have to test out how the inner sole fits. So just pull up the side pieces that we just glued onto, and put your inner sole pieces in there, and see if you need to make any adjustments. If you need to, just pull it out and then cut it out and put it back in, and do so until you're satisfied. Once you're done with the inner sole of your shoes, put the upper one in there and do the same thing, adjust until you're satisfied. You're gonna have to glue on the upper piece first, and then fold your inner sole like so you can fit it easier into there. Stick your hand in there and make sure it fits all the way through, and then glue it on. So once you're satisfied and done with the upper piece and the inner sole, we're gonna have to glue on the side. Pull up the side inner sole of your shoes and make sure to tuck the side under your inner sole before you glue it. So once you're done gluing everything together, take your little scissor or any cutting tools to trim out the hair a little bit so it doesn't touch the floor when you're walking on it. There you go. Then we're done with the project. You got your own customized Gucci inspired slip-ons. However, the video doesn't do this justice because the fur I pick is too black. You can't really see much of the detail, but we did it. And please share, subscribe, and like. Comments below if you really enjoy it. It's my first YouTube video, so anything you do will help me a lot. Thank you.